CBS 42 Plus. 42 Plus evenings.
42 Plus evenings. I'm Sherry Jackson here with Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Dave Nussbaum and Carly Lang as we are preparing for a weather-aware weekend. And guys, this is a little different than the week started out, but still a very serious situation with the state of emergency.
Yeah, Governor Ivey declared a weather aware for 19 counties at state of emergency. That includes Blount, Cherokee, Coleman, Etowah, Lamar, Marion, and Walker and Winston counties in central Alabama. So lots to pay attention to. I know things have already changed a little bit, Dave, even just today.
Yeah, so the big change we talked about yesterday was going to be more in the way of cold rain and coming back into play for the area here. So that's something we'll be watching here now. Still we'll see some icing conditions northwest, northeast corners of the state, maybe minor glaze. Up near the shoals, though, that's where they could actually have more significant icing up there and some travel problems. So we're going to watch that area closely.
I know you want to get into that forecast. Before you go there, though, because of the change. And so some people are going to see some things, some people are not, but nobody's really out of the woods, if you will, because behind the system, don't you have something else coming in?
Yeah, well, big something. Frigid air, and it may actually stick around for much of next week for some areas, believe it or not. There could be some places in North Alabama that don't get above freezing all week. So how crazy is that to think here in Alabama? Here in Birmingham, we will get above freezing, but it's going to be cold nights. We're talking about frigid air, and that could lead to some other issues for us, not necessarily weather-related, with pipe bursting cold across the area.
Okay, let's look at your maps.
There we go. So yeah, we're talking freezing rain again, northwest, northeast Alabama, some ice accumulations in those areas with travel issues and power outages. That's the main reason for the weather aware. Winter storm watches are in effect there from parts of Blount County, Etowah, back over towards, say, Calhoun County, into, say, Cherokee County, as well as Cleveland counties. Winter weather advisory for really the rest of the area from Coleman, Jasper, Fayette, Hamilton, and then ice storm warning up there near the Florence area back to the shoals, that they'll have more accumulating ice expected across that region. But look at this. Check this out. This storm system is going to stretch from Albuquerque all the way to Portland, Maine. How about that? It's going to be huge. You can see already winter storm warnings in effect. Dallas Metro is going to have major issues. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Little Rock, back to St. Louis is kind of the cutoff there. I-70 southward, where the bigger snow totals will be as well. So again, we're looking at warmer weather, which means not as in the way of ice, more rain, which is good. Can't rule out maybe a strong thunderstorm as you get closer down to Montgomery. And then the other issue is going to be black ice. How about that, heading to Monday morning? So may have some icy conditions for us around town. So here's kind of the idea of what we're expecting. The green would be rain, and that's most of central Alabama. You see kind of a lighter shade there of blue. That would be more in the way of, you may have a little freezing rain, but likely going to change over to rain. In the dark blue, the northern part of the state, that's where we're going to have accumulating parts of some ice that could cause some issues for you as you head to the weekend. But look at the rain totals here. 1, 2, up to 4 inches or so of rain. So we're going to get a lot of rain out of the system. And then you look at the ice accumulations, and you can see there where we're talking about Florence, the shoals, up to a quarter, third of an inch of ice there. Huntsville, some ice back over towards center as well in Cherokee County, Coleman, Fayette, back to Hamilton. Not significant, but still may have to deal with some freezing conditions out there. The system now, where is it? Well, off the coast of California, partially. That's the upper level part of it. It'll form a low across the part of the western Gulf off of Houston, and eventually that system will be heading toward our direction. So let me break it down for you here hour by hour real quick. As we go into Saturday morning, we're looking at, again, maybe a couple of showers. Ice across the northern part of the state. Not bad as you wake up Saturday. Temperatures well above freezing in the 40s. During the day, we'll start seeing that heavier rain shell move in as a warm front moves up from the south. That'll give us some pretty good rain out there. Temperatures will be mostly into the 40s. But then watch the far eastern part of the state. And again, it's called a cold air wedge coming in off the Appalachians there, as we see from time to time. That could bring those icing conditions from Gadsden, Anniston, Lineville back to the east. So we'll watch out for some of those as we move forward. But there goes our low to the north, and Sunday morning as you go to church. By Sunday lunchtime, heavy rain starts building in, and maybe some slightly warmer temperatures out there. How about that as we go forward on into Tuscaloosa area? But then colder weather comes into play behind the front. And there you go. Possibly some snow flurries as we get behind the system, sunny night and a Monday. But here's the cold Sherry was talking about. Low temperatures anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees as we head into the morning hours there, going over toward Monday there. How about bitter cold? Then you factor in the wind, and then the wind chill, 6 in Hamilton, 13 in Birmingham. Just dangerously cold out there. But if the roads are not dry from the rain we had over the weekend, and some of them will not be, that's where the icy roads and bridges and overpasses may be a problem for Monday morning. So we do need to watch out for that. And as we head into Monday afternoon, notice a number of us will not get above freezing out there, as we'll gradually see the sun come out, and then another cold blast Tuesday morning. Looking at 6 in Hamilton, 13 in Birmingham, and then moving forward here, we could have pipe bursting conditions across the state with many hours below freezing. If you're below freezing for 24 hours or more, that's where you can see those pipes bursting. And take a look at this. Next week, it's going to be cold all week long as some bitter cold temperatures are greeting us. Something you would think you'd see maybe in, Ohio, not Alabama, every night.
This is, I don't know. It's weird because is this an odd system? Does it stand out in any way, or is this something that's typical? Because watching the storm and bracing for it and then watching it move, and that wedge, I think, is something, and I'm no meteorologist, but just watching it and just kind of like being on pins and needles, like what are we going to get and when? It seems interesting. Is it any sort of a phenomena?
It is. It's trying to get these storms to give us the perfect setup for snow. It's really hard to do here in the South. You have to have the coastal low, which we have, but it needs to stay over water, or at least the northern Gulf, for us to get some snow. Once it moves inland like that, it brings up all that warm air. That's the wedge you were talking about, and that's why we're not going to be dealing with those icy conditions, which is a good thing. But behind it, there's so much cold air coming down from the north. It's going to sit over us for days, as you saw in that 10-day forecast. So that is unusual. We usually don't see many days like that, maybe 1 or 2, and then it warms back up again. Not going to be the case here this week or next week.
So, people have been preparing, so we kind of have it in our mind, right, to be weather aware and be prepared and get ready for whatever could possibly be coming our way.
Mm-hmm. And it's important to be have your home winterized. We say that often, but everyone's like, I'm in Alabama, we're fine. If you have any exposed pipes outside, spigots, faucets, some of you have like down in the middle of the yard, maybe a sprinkler system or something with the spigot coming out, you want to make sure those are wrapped, because if we spend more than 24 hours below freezing, that's where those pipes could start to burst and break.
And you forecast more than 24 hours.
Oh, yes.
Y'all are scaring me with this. I do have the little, styrofoam cup-looking thing.
That's good.
I just need to go put it on the spigot.
Go put it on.
Do it.
Yes, it's in my head. All day I've been like, teens, I got to do that.
I'll text you later.
Yes,
did you do that?
remind me
yes,
to do
Dave,
it.
I'll go do it.
It will definitely get done. But emergency management agency directors, of course, they're telling people to get prepared. That's kind of been the story all week.
All week. Dave, thank you so much for getting us ready. Our Sydney Spencer went out to a hardware store to find out whether people were taking heed to those, and it turns out they were. Take a listen.
Flashlights, batteries, and portable heaters.
We had very heavy foot traffic today.
Flying off the shelves as people prepare to brace for the upcoming winter weather.
Anytime there's icy roads, power outages, snow in the forecast, we absolutely see an increase in foot traffic in the store. Everybody just chasing those items.
Courtney Simmons, a manager at Chalkville Hardware, says people began coming in Wednesday to stock up on their home necessities.
We have a tank outside and it was filled this morning. It's sold out by 2:30, completely gone.
She suggests battery-powered items like weather radios and creating an emergency kit with food and first aid, especially in the case of severe weather.
Those items are really important because you want to maintain heat and light sources. You want to make sure you have access to clean water, clean food, and also just staying up to date on any emergency weather alerts.
This guide from the United Services Automobile Association echoing that suggestion, bullet pointing how to prepare your home, essential supplies to stock up on, and how to stay safe with heat and power. Simmons says it's better safe than sorry, and you can never go wrong with a checklist.
That was Sydney Spencer reporting.
Yeah, she says yesterday that store manager told her they had a shipment of propane tanks that came in on Wednesday morning, and by 2 that day, or today, they were completely sold out. So people are getting prepared, as they should be.
Dave, salt and things like that, I know growing up where you grew up, that's one of the things that people had salt at home. Like when we think of salt, we think of the city getting it and treating the roads, but those bags of salt and things like that here, I guess we need stuff for our car to make sure we can get the ice off the window.
That's true. And extra weight in your car, you had brought this up the other day, bags of kitty litter. And you might think, well, why do I want that? Well, twofold. One, it puts extra weight in your car. But 2, it gives you traction if you're on ice. Throw it under the tires, as Sherry knows, and you get you a little more traction there. But yeah, as for rock salt for the roads, what is that? We don't have that down here. And no, table salt, sprinkle it on the stairs is not going to work.
Save your salt. But some people obviously are going to be dealing with that ice for some time. But we're not the only ones dealing with that. We pulled up a few different situations. This is Nashville, Tennessee, right, where they are getting the salt. They got about 500,000 pounds of it. They started pre-treating their roads today. Actually, this morning, they're telling people to stay off the ice, but they put that special brine out there to make it easier for them to clear the ice once that ice comes in. But it's still expected to be a big problem for them with those changes out there.
Yeah, Georgia, a tree service there. Crews are working this week to remove trees. They took down some pine trees from around a case of ice buildup that could cause branches to fall. That's something Dave was talking about, the ice accumulating on tree branches and power lines. That could be a problem for, I guess, the Southeast. There's several people included in this.
And what is wild, it's people who are used to dealing with the weather as well. This is Minneapolis we're looking at right now. It's going to be so cold there that they actually canceled 2 days of an outdoor hockey tournament, and it's the Pond Championship, the Pond Hockey Championship, which is a big deal there. But it's going to be so cold, below zero, with the wind chill there, they decided to cancel that. So stay with us. We'll be back. We're going to talk more with Dave about what we can expect here.
You're watching CBS 42 Plus, 42 Plus Evenings.
All right, welcome back. We are on this, it's a CBS 42 Weather Aware for Saturday and Sunday, but some people are going to start seeing stuff tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yep. So not here in Birmingham, but more kind of northwest Alabama.
Want to take a look at your maps really quick to let us know, kind of just sort of just a reset here.
So this system is going to be moving in as we get throughout Saturday, throughout Sunday. So there's going to be some waves of it where we're dealing with some quiet weather and some other more active conditions. And it's all kind of forming here. See the spin off the California coast there, San Diego, Los Angeles. That's an upper level system. That's going to move farther south down to Baja California and then lift to the north over to Mexico in a weekend. But what it'll do was actually give us another system that's going to form in the Western Gulf. And that's the one that's going to bring us this crazy weather. So there's that system, again, we're watching out there off the coast of California at this point. So far away, but it's going to have big, big issues for us here. And again, you were talking about Friday night and Saturday morning. There you see some of that ice just off to the north. New model data coming in showing that. And as we go forward throughout Saturday, we'll start seeing that rain starting to build in, especially heavier rain, western part of the state, and then spreading its way across the area through the evening. So we're going to continue watching that as we go to begin the weekend.
I just wanted to, because I saw that hurricane hunters thing. You mentioned that last night, that they flew into the winter storm.
Yeah, so believe it or not, they do that all the time. You don't think about that because, wow, wait a minute, they're hurricane hunters, not just storm hunters. But in a sense, they do. So to keep up their schedule and their knowledge of what they're doing, they do the same thing in big winter storms out there, whether it's a nor'easter off the East Coast or whether it's a system coming in the West. And the reason why they do that is because they can get a lot of really good data, just like they do for a hurricane, and it gets put into the big, big forecast computer models, and that makes it more accurate for us. The more data, the more accurate you have. So when it's over the West Coast, there's nothing there but ocean, right? And then once the system moves over land, then you have temperatures and different data you can get.
Well, we're certainly applauding all of you all for your your forecasting, because you've really pinpointed it, and so it's kind of good. And we hope on the backside of it that everybody's safe and everybody's okay.
Yep. So we shall see.
We're certainly hoping for that. Places like Texas, we've talked about some of the preparations happening here in our area. They're already preparing for the bitter blast of cold air and potential power outages that might come with this.
Yeah, and we could have that in those parts of Alabama, right, Dave, where the weather, the state of emergency has been declared. KHOU reporter Annalie Ruiz spoke with some experts there about, if you lose power, how do you safely heat your home?
Freezing temperatures are headed our way, and fire officials from the area want families to be prepared and, more importantly, safe when they try to stay warm.
Our recommendation is going to be that if you do use a space heater, if it's an older one, look it over. Make sure it doesn't have anything broken, any cracks, especially the extension cord. Make sure it's not frayed. Connect it to the wall directly. Don't use extension cords.
Officials say keep space heaters at least 3 feet away from anything that can catch fire, and always unplug them before going to bed.
We definitely don't recommend that you use your stove or your oven to heat your home. We always think about carbon monoxide.
If the power goes out, do not bring a generator inside and any other outdoor equipment in your home.
One thing that we do see here in the Houston and greater Houston area is we're barbecue people. We like to cook outdoors. We have seen instances where people will actually bring their barbecue pit, their propane grill, or their charcoal grill inside the house to try to heat their home. Obviously that for us is a big no. We definitely don't recommend that.
And if you lose power and try to stay warm in your car, be careful.
People will get in their car in their garage and sit in their car to stay warm. Well, your car's producing carbon monoxide, especially a lot of the older vehicles. If there's people in the house, they're going to get carbon monoxide poisoning.
Finally, if you believe you may be experiencing carbon monoxide poisoning, pay close attention to the symptoms and call for help immediately.
You're going to start getting a headache, you're going to start feeling nauseous, sick, and you might even throw up. It's almost like flu-like symptoms. If you start to feel that, get out of your house immediately, call 911.
That was Annalie Ruiz reporting hypothermia, another concern, but those things, right, when you're in a prolonged period of cold and freezing and you don't have power, I think people get a little desperate.
Yeah, they do. But putting a charcoal grill in your house to heat it up, not a good idea. Obviously, the generator is not a good idea either. Keep them outside. But yeah, just I know when you're desperate to keep warm, you try different things, but
there's also that part where you don't know, right? You could be, been in a warm place all your life. You've never dealt with something like this. You could be a new homeowner and.
I got a carbon monoxide detector.
That's good.
Because I'm like, I'm not fooling with none of this.
Exactly.
That's good to have that, though.
So, we've been talking about telling people to be prepared, power up your devices, your portable chargers, because you're not hearing that. They're like, charge your phone, but charge your portable chargers, too. Right. Because your phone will die.
And lots of times you're like following the forecast and stuff while your power is on, and then when it's out, you realize like I'm at 50% and power's out for 3 days because you've been on your phone the whole time.
Yes,
so it's just like portable, all the juice you need it all to last.
All of that good advice. I know one of the stories we're going to have on the news tonight at 10 o'clock is with some of the blood services agency, Red Cross, Life South, because people, they're encouraging people to go ahead and give blood for those places where people are going to be snowed under, where they don't normally get, their regular donors. And so you can really help. It's not something we think about in preparing for weather. Certainly if you're like me, I'm like, whoo, we didn't get it. But, other people are going to be impacted in some ways, Dave.
Yeah, so the good tips there. I mean, again, that's one thing I wouldn't have thought of. I mean, obviously they need blood all the time, but especially in times of need, it's a good thing, good to stock up.
something to watch as we head to the break. Want to tell them about our Weather Now channel that's been out for a while now, Dave.
That's right. The only local station to have this CBS 42 weather live. You can see this 24 hours a day in our app, our website, or our YouTube page, or here on our CTV channel. It will be on from time to time as well. And you get all the weather information you want. We've got radars, we've got current conditions, your 7-day forecast. We've got live cameras around the area. Watches, warnings would pop up too in the sequence. And then, of course, we have video updates, traffic information, and much more. So again, a great tool to have. You can
Look at that.
Find it on YouTube if you want. Yeah, there you go. Live look.
280?
That's 280. Yep.
You can tell.
Live look right now. I mean, that's what it looks like on 280 here at this 6:53 hour. So yeah, so it's a great thing to have, and you can use it. You can watch it 24 hours a day. To me, of course, I love it. It's mesmerizing to me. I could sit there all day, and they've got some nice little music playing on it as well too. But it's a good resource we offer here at CBS 42.
I like it because you do get those current conditions, but you also get that forecast. And
That's
so
right.
I do think it's really cool, Dave. Thank you for the service. You guys hang with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching CBS 42 Plus, 42 Plus Evenings.
All right, welcome back. It's a weather aware for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, throughout the weekend here. And we've been talking weather here on CBS 42 Plus Evenings.
That's right. It's been Dave's show, apparently.
I would say, Dave, take it away.
Not trying to take all the time, seriously. But yeah, the big story is for us, it's more going to be rain for much of central Alabama, far northwest, northeast Alabama. Could see some icing conditions out there. This is Saturday at 7 p.m., so you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at out there. That's some heavy rain as well, too. As we go on into Saturday 11, notice there from Lineville, Anniston, Gadsden, you see some of those icy conditions starting to show back up. We could see that some cold air moves in from the east, and then as our system comes in Sunday, we may be okay for church, but by lunchtime it's going to be a little bit wet again, and we're going to see some milder air coming into play. And as the system ends Sunday afternoon into the evening, could end with a little bit of some snow flurries again, but nothing significant.
Well, the reminder that the governor declared a state of emergency for northern part of the state, but there are some counties in our area that are included in that, right?
Let me make sure I tell you all the correct ones. Okay, here they are. Blount County, Cherokee, Coleman, Etowah, Lamar, Marion, Walker, and Winston counties. Those are all included in the 19 counties that are under that state of emergency from the governor. So I'm assuming those are going to be the areas that are going to see more of the problems that you've been talking about.
That's right. That's where we can see some icing, but the farther north you go, where the rest of those counties are, they can have more significant icing in North Alabama.
So we'll be watching it. Be sure to come back with us tonight for the CBS 42 News at 10. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to talk weather again tomorrow. Dave, I kind of like this. It's a little easier for us. Right?
Glad I can help.
We'll see you guys tonight at 10.
You're watching CBS 42 Plus, 42 Plus Evenings.